Hello students, let us continue the revision of fifth lesson, separation of substances. Children, now you have learned how to separate a mixture of salt and sand. We can separate a mixture of salt and sand by decantation, filtration, evaporation and condensation. For that, first we will add some water to the mixer. On adding water, salt will form the salt solution and sand being heavier that will settle at the bottom. Now, this salt solution can be taken into another vessel by decantation. Now, how we will separate salt from this salt solution? That can be done by evaporation. We will heat the water. On heating the salt solution, the water will be getting evaporated and the salt powder will remain in the vessel. This way we can separate sand, salt and even water by the method of decantation, filtration, evaporation and condensation. Condensation will be used to get the water back. But here see, Paheli faced a problem while recovering salt mixed with the sand. She has mixed a packet of salt in a small amount of sand. She then tried the method suggested in activity 7 to recover the salt. She found, however, that she could recover only a small part of the salt that she had taken. What could have gone wrong? See, Paheli had mixed a large quantity of salt with a small quantity of sand. Then she followed these all methods of decantation, filtration, evaporation, and condensation. But she got only a small quantity of salt. She used a large quantity of salt, but when she recovered it, when she got it back, the salt was only less in quantity. She did not get the same amount of salt she used. So what is gone wrong with her experiment? That we will see. See, in chapter 4, we found that many substances dissolve in water and form a solution. We say that these substances are soluble in water. What will happen if we go on adding more and more of the substances to a fixed quantity of water? See, children, water can dissolve many substances in it. So, water is called a universal solvent. Most of the substances are dissolving in water, or water can dissolve many substances. So water is called a universal solvent. But if we go on adding more and more substances in a less quantity of water, what happens? The water will not be able to dissolve all the substances. So, some of the substances will remain undissolved in that water. And such a solution is called a saturated solution. So, saturated solution is the solution in which it cannot dissolve any more substances. Maximum how much it can dissolve, that is dissolved. Now, this solution cannot dissolve any more substances. Such a solution is called a saturated solution, that we will see in the next activity. See, activity 8. For this, you need a beaker or a tumbler, a spoon, salt and water, or half a cup of water in a beaker. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and stir it well until the salt dissolves completely. Again add a teaspoonful of salt and stir well. Go on adding salt 1 teaspoonful at a time and stir. After adding a few spoons of salt, do you find that some salt remains undissolved and settled at the bottom of the beaker? If yes, this means no more salt can be dissolved in the amount of water we have taken, and the solution is now said to be saturated. For this activity, You have to take a beaker or a glass also will do, and take some 50 ml of water in the glass. Add salt in that water, but you have to take care that how much salt you are adding, that you have to be noted down. First add 1 spoon of salt, then stir it well. When the salt will be completely dissolving in water, add 1 more spoon. Like that, you have to note down how much salt you are adding. You can see that after adding some 4 or 5 spoon of salt, even though you are stirring well, some salt will be remaining at the bottom of the glass without dissolving. And again you stir, but you can see that some salt will remain undissolved. Why it happens? Because you have taken only 50 ml of water, and how much salt can be dissolved in that 50 ml of water, that is dissolved. Now this water cannot dissolve any, any more amount of salt. And then in that condition, the solution is said to be saturated. So a saturated solution is a solution in which it cannot dissolve any more amount of salt. Okay, children? So water can dissolve many substances, salt also dissolving in water, but if we are taking little quantity of water and if we try to dissolve more salt, then all the salt will not be dissolving because it will form the solution saturated, and after forming saturated solution, it cannot dissolve any more salt in the normal temperature. Okay, we will see the next part. Here is a hint as to what might have gone wrong when Paheli tried to recover large quantity of salt mixed with the sand. Perhaps the quantity of salt was much more than that required to form a saturated solution. The undissolved salt would have remained mixed with the sand and could not be recovered. She could have solve her problem by using large quantity of water. So Paheli could not recover all the salt she used because she might have used a less quantity of water only. And after making the solution saturated or after getting the solution saturated, the remaining salt remained with the sand. That it did not form the solution and remained with the salt, remained with the sand. So that is why she could not recover all the salt she used. Now, what we can do to improve the saturation power? How we can add some more salt in the saturated solution, that you will see. Suppose she did not have a sufficient quantity of water to dissolve all the salt in the mixer. Is there some way that water could be made to dissolve more salt before the solution gets saturated? That you will see. Now we are going to see how to increase the dissolving power of water, or how we can dissolve some more salt in the saturated solution. Activity 9. Take some water in a beaker and mix salt in it until it cannot dissolve any more salt. This will give you a saturated solution of salt in water. Now add a small quantity of salt to the saturated solution and heat it. What do you find? What happened to the undissolved salt in the bottom of the beaker? Does it dissolve? Now, if yes, can some more salt be dissolved in this solution by heating it? Okay, we will be taking the saturated solution. Saturated solution means solution in which no more salt can be dissolved. Now, add 2-3 spoon of salt again into the saturated solution and heat the solution. When you heat the saturated solution, you can see that some more salt will be dissolving. That means we can increase the dissolving power of saturated solution by heating the saturated solution. That means if we heat the saturated solution, we can dissolve some more salt in it. Okay. Now we will see how much amount of different substances are dissolved in water. See, does water dissolves equal amount of different soluble substances? We will find it with an activity. Take 2 glasses and pour half a cup of water in each of them. Add a teaspoon of salt into 1 glass and stir it till the salt dissolves. Go on adding salt 1 teaspoon at a time till the solution saturates. Record the number of spoons of salt that dissolved in water. Now, repeat the same activity with the sugar. Repeat this activity with some other substances that are soluble in water, or that you have to take 2 glasses and take equal quantity of water in both the glasses. You will be taking 2 glasses separately and same quantity of water you will be taking in both the glasses. To 1 glass, you add salt. First you add 1 spoon of salt, stir it well. Again add second spoon, third spoon. Like that you go on adding the salt till the solution becomes saturated. When we can find that solution becomes saturated? When some salt will remain undissolved in the solution, we can say that the solution is saturated. And you note down how many spoon of salt you have added to make the solution saturated. Okay, suppose may not be the real number, suppose it will be 5. On adding 5 spoon of salt, the solution becomes saturated. You keep that solution in one side. Now you take the second glass. In that also you have taken the equal amount of water as in the first glass. Now in second glass, instead of salt, you are going to add sugar. You go on adding the sugar and also count how many spoon of sugar you are adding. And after adding each spoon of sugar, you have to stir it well. Then only it will be getting dissolved in the water. And if go on adding, you can see that sugar will be dissolving faster than salt in water. And you could suppose you could add only 5 spoon of salt in water, but in the same level of water or same amount of water, you will be able to dissolve some more quantity of sugar. So in both the glass you have taken equal amount of water, but in one glass you have added salt and second glass you have added sugar. But you can see sugar will be dissolving faster and also more quantity in the same level of same amount of water. From that you can understand that sugar dissolves faster than salt in water, and we can dissolve more sugar than salt in the same amount of water. From this we can understand that water dissolves many substances, but water does not dissolve all the substances in the same amount. Water dissolves different substances in different amount. Okay, children? By this, the lesson is ending, explanation is ending. Now, tomorrow I will be showing the different figures showed in this lesson along with a little explanation. Okay, last we will be ending. See, we can make a solution by dissolving a substance in water. And a saturated solution is the solution in which it cannot dissolve any more salt. And also, water is called the universal solvent because it can dissolve many substances in it, but it does not dissolve all the substances in the same quantity. Different substances dissolves in water in different level. Okay, children, today we are ending.